Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to dive right into the foundations for supported headstand. So for starters, we're going to be balancing on our head. To find the proper placement, you can take the mounds of the palm and align them with the brows and allow your fingers to track upward. Where the top of your fingers meet your crown, this is the bregma. This is where we're going to be aiming to connect with the earth. The second part of our foundation is going to be our forearms. We're going to try and make them into a triangle as equally shaped as possible, meaning not too acute or obtuse at any angle. That way we have a nice solid foundation between the points. Taking that to the ground, you want to make sure you have a nice connection with your elbows and that they're not going to slide when you put them in place. Keeping your hands stacked, keeping that compression strong, we're next going to try to get our hips over our shoulders and over our head. The more you're in this line, the less work the body is going to have to do to pull you into that alignment. So finding our foundation with our elbows, getting that compression, that nice tight stack with our hands, the more like a frame we are, the more stable we will be. So start from the bottom up, root the arms, and now we're going to plant our crown. We can gently push off with our toes to help elevate these hips. But if you note, I need to go a little bit further. You can walk it in gently. Knees don't have to straight, they can bend. And so from here, we're already very nicely in a hip over heart stack. And if you want, you can subtly start to tiptoe one leg up, keeping that navel to spine engaged and feeling a subtle float. So from here, keeping everything still except your hips, you can grab that navel to spine center, engage, and taking the hips and bring them back into a posterior tilt. And maybe we can tuck that leg to bring that weight stack center. Welcome to headstand. So from here, using only our hips, we can tilt it forward or take it back into a posterior tilt. Play with this movement and feel the shift available to you, utilizing only that anterior posterior tilt. And return by allowing the feet to meet the earth. So that pelvic tilt is going to be key in a lot of movements, other asanas and other flows. And it will help you to achieve that weight stack shift with just that right there. So the next thing I want to point out is going to be balanced distribution. So from that supported triangle, our weight is center. Your legs on either side of you in stag position are very much like scales. And if you find yourself shifting in a way that you don't want to be or want to engage in another direction, you can use your forward leg or your back leg and more strongly engage it to help shift that weight. So to demonstrate, I'm going to plant that triangle, shift my weight up into a tuck, and then find stag. And then watch how my forward leg being engaged and my back leg will alter the weight shift over that center point. So rooting my elbows, finding my compressive stack in my palms, allowing my crown to dock with the earth. I'm going to tiptoe it forward and I take one leg, my dominant lead leg, and allow that to go back. And I still have a bend, but as I strongly pull, notice how it wants to adjust that balance and allow that front leg to lift off. And what I'm focusing on is pulling that back leg. So notice how if I go front leg strong, it kind of wants to tuck this in. And when I go back leg strong, it pulls everything back. So your legs are very active in your position. in the headstand. Because if you notice, as my legs shift, so does the center of my weight. And you can see that distribution change throughout the movements. The legs are half of our body, and so whatever they're doing plays a significant factor in what we need to do, but also it allows them to be available to us as a tool to find balance. So happy practicing, set up your foundations, and don't forget to have a clear fall space. That way you can truly have peace of mind when you're looking to find these things in your body for the first time. Happy practicing, y'all.